Righty ho, back at Castle Combe in a GT430. Now I've been out a couple of times already, and this thing is a bit of a peach. So we're just going to try and go out again before lunch and see what we can do. But yes, feeling very special. If perhaps a little stiff for here, it's in the Hethel track settings on the Öhlins dampers, and it feels a little bit stiff for here. There's some quite sharp bumps at Castle Combe. It's been resurfaced, but they didn't think to flatten out any of the bumps. And but pretty magnificent car. So first of all, of course, we have to get some heat in the tyres. What's of most interest is the how it compares to the Evora Sport 410 I drove here last year. And there's some really prominent, really obvious differences. Actually, the 410 is a slightly more playful car. This car is just absolutely nailed front and rear. It's locked down. It's all about grip and precision and composure. The 410 moves around a bit more, which is actually fun. Doing more corrections and stuff like that. That's actually fun. But this is pretty bloody impressive, I must say. You can also run a higher gear. It's got more torque, and it can hold a higher gear without costing you too much time. This engine just feels mighty. Sharp bump here that can kick the car out into oversteer if you're not careful. But this here, third gear, absolutely flat out, so balanced through there, magnificent through there, and here on the brakes, my goodness. Now this was the corner I spun, tower corner. I actually spun the 410 there. Now I need to have race mode for crying out loud. A nasty bump there, just skips the car sideways. But through here, the downforce makes the car so stable through here. Down on the brakes. I think the brakes are a big improvement actually over the previous 410s. This is the corner, third, so balanced, so quick. Just taking a bit on the brakes now, but I don't care. This is just titanic through here. Absolutely flat out around there. So quick. Wow. Balance through there. You can get fully onto the power out of these corners in third gear. That's a tricky off-camber corner as well. You can carry a bit more speed. Caught the rear just touch it. Now that is an Exige 430 Cup. not. Thinking about it. So anyway, have a look at an Exige 430 Cup. See what one of those can do. Oh gosh, this is scalp hunting weather. I think this has got too much for a stock 311. There's the corner that just skips us. I've got the 311 hot pursuit now, but I think he's in for a shock. That's where I'm really gapping the Exige through there. Okay, that's pushing Marek a little bit through there. Brakes are just something else. Can really push. And that's a 15.8. Just like that. And I think you have to consider that mighty. I think you have to consider that mighty. We'll just do one cool down lap. So, excuse me, 15.8, there's a 14 in this car. Now bearing in mind, the Evora Sport 410, with me driving here last year, was in the bottom of the 19s. I think it's clear to see the step that Lotus have taken with this car. But they're a slightly different character. That's what's interesting. As I said, the 410 is actually more playful, moves around more. But this, if this makes any sense at all, I think it's hard to explain. This corner here is such a perfect example. You're flat out in third, you're using all the grip, all the power, and it's just neutral right to the edge. You don't have to back out of the power. And around there, it just feels so beautifully balanced. The car isn't moving, I'm not correcting, but there's a stunningly satisfying sensation from a driving point of view, all the same. And that feeling, without, as I said, the Sport 410 is more playful. I'd have been correcting little bits of opposite lock. But yes, I don't know how hard that Cup 430 was pushing, but we had his number in this. And really consider the weight difference. I think people ought to start, those who want a track day car, should perhaps start looking at these. This model is particularly good for someone that loves the Exige and loves track day cars, because it's the closest you'll get to that, but it's a much, much nicer road car on top. So it feels a bit like a win-win to me. I'm pretty bowled over. As I said, it's actually slightly more friendly, progressive at the limit than the 410. But to counter that, I'll say the 410 is massively fun. You could argue more fun, but then come to a circuit and do that. Suddenly it's hard to argue that it's more fun. Because that is fun, folks. Oh my days. So we're at Silverstone. We have to film some laps of Silverstone, don't we, really? I might just keep the revs down a little bit for a few laps while we try and learn this place. Just started drizzling a little bit, but anyway, it's a great opportunity to feel this car and what Lotus have done to it and how it works on a smoother circuit compared to Castle Combe. So let's try a few laps without using the big revs. So a little bit of understeer there on entry, back on the power, and it balances the car nicely. We need race. God damn it. And thank you. Now here, a fantastically high-speed corner. Flat out all the way around here. Stunning through there with the aero really kicking in. Bit of ABS. Now these cars feel surprisingly good for the larger Lotus on this fiddly stuff. Fantastic through cops. Tyres are good. That's slightly better. Now that was blending into a neutral drift, which is a stunning sensation in something like this. I have to short shift here because of the noise limit, unfortunately. It's this corner here, you can really feel the aero working. Not on this lap, but you can, because you're absolutely flat out in fourth. Great through the fiddly stuff. I cannot believe I could really chuck it in a lot quicker through there as well. You have to believe that's the aero working. I wonder whether a Sport 410 or something like that would be half as good through there. fabulous at high speed, exceptional. Trevor. 2 GT430s. Well, it's a real privilege to see one in action whilst being behind the wheel of one. And I think you can see what a composed car it is. For it. Can you hear that? I hope you can hear that. It's absolutely titanic. I hope you can hear that. That was a Titanic scrap. ketchups. So, what is this car like to drive at Silverstone? Let's overtake a Ferrari just because we can. Pretty good at the fiddly stuff while the tyres hang on. There is understeer to negotiate. There is understeer to negotiate. I'm pretty sure, pretty confident that can be dialed out. But through this section here, these two high-speed curves, the car is so superb on planting. It's just flat out in fourth. There's just there's no negotiation. It's not a maybe. It's a definitely flat, easy flat in fourth. Braking here is exceptional. To be braking here at this curb, I mean, I know in a lightweight racing car you can brake deeper than that, but my God, for a road car, that is pretty exceptional. Be a bit patient here, but don't you, and everything. Well, that was mighty fun. Mighty fun.